All right, let's talk about market research. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty long one. This has the market research reference, and then we're going to go to the market research worksheet, the example, kind of go over it. What we're going to be doing is filling out this market research worksheet here. Um, we're going to be reviewing our customers, our competitors, and our market, and we're going to see what we need to do as far as our pricing and business strategies. Okay. So starting with the market research reference, we'll kind of go over how to do market research. Okay. So we'll go over all of it, kind of explain what we're going to be looking for. Then you're going to go out, you're going to do your market research. You're going to look at your competitors. You're going to look at your market. You're going to look at advertising. You're going to look at reviews. You're going to go over all of it, and then you're going to fill out your worksheet. Your worksheet is going to help you define your list of services. They kind of go back and forth. So when you're doing your list of services, you might need a little bit of stuff from the market research and vice versa. Doing the market research itself is what you're going to need to really fill out either worksheet. Okay, so your list of services or your market research. They're both going to help a ton in all your business planning, your advertising, things like that. Okay, so define your goals and objectives. Why are we conducting this research, right? If you're a new company, it's probably going to be all of these things. It's going to be to, identify new customers, determine pricing, assess competitors, and then evaluate the demand of a particular service or, what services we're going to have. So while we're going through this, you want to ask yourself, what services are most in demand currently? What are my potential customers? Who are my competitors? And what pricing strategies work best in my market? Okay. So I'm going to do this kind of based off the lawn care like I have been. It's the easiest one to describe, but do what works for you. You're going to do your own research. You're going to figure it all out. I'm just telling you what you need to look for. Okay. So we're going to identify the target markets. First, we're going to look at their demographics and their psychographics, and we're going to decide, what characteristics of a potential customer, what typical customers might be, if they're renters, property managers, businesses, things like that. Um, if they're just homeowners, what their demographics are, right? So their age, their gender, and their income level. What is their geographic location? Are they living in an urban environment, a suburban environment, a rural environment? Okay. Are they homeowners? Now, depending on what your company is, with lawn care, homeowners probably a big one. But depending on your target market, you might want them to be renters. You might want them to, be homeowners. It just depends. So, what is their homeowner status? And then, as far as the psychographics go, what behaviors or preferences do they have in their lifestyle that are going to influence them being interested in your company or your service, right? So, are they looking for eco friendly options or are they more concerned with budget friendly stuff? Okay. So, we're going to start with conducting our secondary research, which is called desk research or computer research first. Most all of it's going to be computer research, but we'll start with this first and then we'll go into more actually talking to people and getting their input. Okay. So we're going to start with industry reports and stuff. So that's going to help us understand the size of the market, the growth potential, what key trends we're seeing in the industries. Okay. We're going to look for industry reports by any of these. The government reports are big. Okay. At the bottom, I have a little reference list of things you can look at. And we'll go back over that. But government reports, going to your chamber of commerce, things like that, getting the data on this industry is going to be huge for you. And then look at your local business directories, your online forums like Yelp or Angie's List, and see what the customers are saying and see what your competitors are doing that they like and they don't like. How is it seasonally? Is it like an HVAC company where you have heating in the winter and air conditioning in the summer, and they're both high demand, but the air conditioning falls off and you go into heating? Or is it something like lawn care where you have a in-demand service in Utah for not all 12 months out of the year, so you have to fill some gap, right? Which typically in Utah is snow removal. And that will make it so that it's seasonal, but you have 2 different seasons that you're working in your industry based on the services you're providing. Okay. So, and then you'll do online research. So you're gonna look at Google Trends and keyword searches. You can use SEMrush, or I don't even know how to say that. Look at social media platforms. You can provide valuable data on what services people are searching for in your area. Okay. What is it specifically? Yes, I'm a lawn care company, but what services specifically are they looking for from the lawn care company? It's one of the big things we're going to focus on is what services we actually want to provide. Okay. So then we're going to do the primary research, the field research. We're going to use different options. Surveys and questionnaires is an easy one, a big one, where you can send out surveys in Google Forms or SurveyMonkey, and you can ask people what are their service preferences, what challenges and pricing expectations they have, how happy are they with the existing companies, with your competitors, right? How happy are they with the particular services? You can do it through email, social media, or any kind of local, partnership, a company, anything like that. So then you'll do interviews. This doesn't have to be a face-to-face awkward interview. You can talk to your family about this one-on-one. You can talk to your neighbors, your friends, but then you can do forums and groups like that. You can do this with the focus group and the interviews. You can just talk to them about what their pain points are for your industry, what they're looking for in said lawn care company, what motivates them when they're looking for a lawn care company, right, or a home service provider, and then do the same thing in a focus group, in a group of people. Have that either virtual or in person, and get that feedback about the services and the pricing. Okay. So then you're going to analyze your competitors. This is a pretty big one. So what is the competitive landscape? So you're going to identify who the top local competitors are and what are they offering. Okay, what are their services that they have? What is their pricing? How happy are the customers with this? Okay. Now, with looking at their offerings, you want to look at, so say you have 2 really big companies, but one's super successful and one's surviving, but they're not doing as well. You're going to look at the positive and the negative. That's what this SWOT analysis is. I break this all down in the 4th step. This is a whole worksheet all on its own. Basically, you're breaking down your competition to see what their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are, so that you know what your own are, right? Because we're not recreating the wheel here. This is something someone's done. All these service businesses, somebody owns, they service these customers. That's what makes this such a guarantee for you. You just have to follow these instructions I'm giving you, copy what somebody else is doing, steal their stuff, figure it out. Okay. So we're going to analyze them. We're going to look at what works for them, what doesn't work for them. We're going to look at their reviews and things like that and say, hey, this is a positive thing that customers really like that they do. They like the lawn mowing. They like the edging. They like the, bush trimming, whatever it is. But most of the reviews are negative about their fertilizer. Maybe it's negative because it's not eco-friendly, right? So that's something we look at. SWOT analysis. So you're going to go in, look at that. Like I say, if you go into the premium program, step 4, there's a whole thing on this. This is kind of a big thing. You can look it up too if you want to do it for free. So, and then we're going to understand the market itself and our consumers. So what trends are in the market that are going to be beneficial to your company to look at? So in the lawn care, technology, smart service stuff, that could be that your watering, like your irrigation is smart. Maybe you have some kind of lawn monitoring system. Going green, eco-friendly, like I've talked about, that's a big one, especially in lawn care, right? And then, are people interested in subscriptions? And, is it elderly population needing more? And so you tailor towards an elderly population for your services and how you provide your services, right? What the customer actually wants. Do they rely on online reviews? Do they read a bunch of reviews and then decide on their company? Do they prioritize speed quality or price? What is this 1, 2, and 3, right? So is quality the most important thing to them, and then speed and price, or is price the most important? Depending on where you're selling to, a high-end home may care more about quality and a little less about price or speed, right? If you offer a service business of like HVAC where you have heat out in the middle of winter, maybe speed is all they care about. They want their heat back on right now. They'll pay more. They'll let you use, duct tape and band-aids to put it all together as long as they can get it on, right? So speed is the most important there. So what is their priority there? Are they looking for long-term relationship, for maintenance and services, or do they just want one-time help? One-time help is not something you want to do in business. You want to be in the business of customers. You want to get customers and you want to keep customers. You want reoccurring revenue from your customers. You don't want one-time customers. Yes, there are enough people in the world, but it's so much harder to get new customers than to just maintain and make happy your old customers, right? Then we're going to evaluate the market size and its demand. So we'll start with a demand analysis and say, what is the service areas and are there seasonal peaks and how does that affect the volume, right? So like I said, if we did an HVAC company that was only air conditioning, and so we only had 6-8 months out of the year to sell air conditioning to them, then obviously our demand is going to be much higher in the middle of summer and then much lower, zero, in the middle of winter. Maybe some people planning ahead. What is the size of the market? So you can take all your different areas, your service areas, figure out how many homes are in that area and what the average is spent on that service in that area. So even though it's a low density area, maybe they're spending a lot more on services there. So one house is worth two, or vice versa. Maybe it's a high density area, but they don't spend hardly anything on service. And so it's not worth going there. So you're going to want to look at the market itself within these different potential market areas, okay? And then a gap. Is there anything in the market that people aren't providing or there's not enough of, right? So is there a service that maybe it is eco-friendly in lawn care that right now it's traditional fertilizers and things like that, and people are worried about toxins. So there's demand for eco-friendly within this industry. So what gaps can you find and what gaps can you fill? And then, if you have services set up, you're going to refine them. If not, you're going to kind of use this to start them, right? So what services make you diverse? What do you offer that other landscaping companies don't offer? That's a beneficial thing, right? So maybe most of them don't offer regenerating the bark, whatever your surface cover is, in planter beds, and that's a huge thing that matters to customers because it looks nice, it looks professional, and so you can offer that service, which is diverse and different than your competitors. And then what differentiates your services from your competitors? What do you do that makes you stand out? Do you have technology services that you offer? Are you more professional looking? Is your whole business wrapped around eco-friendly, right? Your trucks are eco-friendly, things like that. So is this something that you offer that the competitor doesn't? That's not a service, but it's something your company does that makes you different, right? And then what is your pricing strategy? Do you need to raise it? Do you need to lower it? Where are you within your pricing? And then, if you are charging, let's say, an hourly rate of $95 an hour, and in your research you find out that all the competitors are charging $135 an hour, well, you can go up to $115, $120 an hour, be cheaper than your competitors, more than you projected yours would be, and make more money but still be competitive in your pricing, and vice versa. Maybe you thought you're worth more and you did it at 135 and competitors are doing it at 120, and you might need to lower it down a little bit. Or do you offer premium services that they can take and they're willing to pay a little bit more because of your quality premium services? Okay, so after that, just monitor and update. So you're going to look at it again over time. You're going to make sure that there's no new trends that we're learning about. If eco-friendly is coming out, if There's some new fertilizer that we're using that smells wonderful. And then regularly update your strategies. Obviously, your pricing, your marketing, those things. When you're in the business, it's easier to monitor and update because you're part of it, right? Instead of coming into it, learning about it. So, and like I said, here at the bottom, these are your analytics and everything. So these are places you can go to do what you need to do. So for your analytics, go to Google Analytics. You can use SurveyMonkey. I like Google Forms better. They both work great for your surveys. And then SEMrush and Ahrefs for competitive research and keyword analysis, right? So these ones are great for your competitors. These are great to get all the analytics you need for your competitors. And then Yelp and stuff, looking at the reviews, looking at the insight from the customers, what they like, what they don't like. Social media platforms, obviously, we know those ones: Facebook, Instagram, Nextdoor, LinkedIn. They're all great for market research, reviews, advertising, things like that. Then your local chamber of commerce, like I say, that's going to give you industry stuff specific to your area, what the industries are doing. So that's the basics of the market research reference. Okay, so now we're going to switch over and I'm going to show you my example of filling out the market research worksheet. So again, just so you see, this is the worksheet. Just like all the other ones, it's got the blanks. Just go through, fill it all out after you get all this done. I'm going to show you kind of what my ideas are for this lawn care company, and then you can apply those to yours. Okay, so we're going to define our target market. So who's our ideal customer? Well, in this case, it's 30 to 55-year-olds, all gender, of an income level somewhere between 50,000 and 120,000 a year. They're either busy professional, working parents, homeowners, or retirees, right? So this falls under that whole too busy, can't do it, don't want to do it kind of thing. Make more money, it's easier to pay you to do it, right? And then what location is our ideal customer? So, here it's listed as the suburban areas of Salt Lake City, Mill Creek, Murray, West Valley, South Salt Lake. And then are they a homeowner? So I could talk about, you may want them to be a homeowner. You may want them to be a renter, depending on what your business is, right? So in this case, primarily homeowners, obviously family or single professionals, and then retirees if they're not willing to mow, and that's something you can provide for them. So what are some other characteristics that you can list, right? So out here I have listed that they're interested in maintaining the appearance and health of their lawn, that they have busy schedules, that they're interested in eco-friendly, and then maybe their lifestyle, the whole curb appeal and the convenience of having a beautiful lawn, a beautiful yard, and not having to do it themselves. So what are some of the problems or pain points, things that the reason that they would want to pay you to do the service, right? They don't have time to do it. Maybe they want it to look really nice and professional, but they don't want to do it themselves. They maybe are concerned that the stuff that they're going to get from Home Depot, their fertilizers and pesticides and stuff, are hard on the environment. And because your business focuses on eco-friendly stuff, that you're the guy that should do it because you can do the stuff that's not going to be hard on the environment. So they're willing to pay a little extra to save the environment. And then maybe they have difficulty maintaining their lawn because it's dry in Utah. And so they need you to come in and they need you to revamp their irrigation system and do your technology stuff because that's what your company is, special at. And you're going to make it so that their water is more efficient, that it has a lawn monitoring system and everything's monitored. So then we're going to look at what motivates your target customer to hire a home service provider. What are they looking for in their home service provider? So I have listed, they want it to be convenient. They want quality service. They want you to be environmentally responsible, reliable, obviously, that you're going to come when you're scheduled. And then, your cost effectiveness. What are you worth the value that you provide, right? So your service, is it worth it? These are really, a lot of businesses are based on these things. They're motivated. There are some, pros and cons depending on your business. What motivates them? Maybe convenience isn't as much of a thing, or quality. They just need speed. I don't know. But how do your customers typically find your home service provider? So in my case, online reviews through Google, Yelp, Facebook are big for this kind of stuff, right? Bob's Landscaping did a fantastic job. I see that, so I dig and I look at other reviews about Bob's and I find out, it sounds like he does do a pretty good job. Talk to my neighbor, word of mouth, right? So if they have really good, nice, pretty lawn, and you just use who they use. Then local advertising, these are flyers and community boards and stuff. Obviously, with elderly, anywhere that they're going to do brunch and they have the community board at the local cafe, that's where you can list the flyers and stuff. That's the paper mailing and the paper flyers that we're going to do in later step 3. We'll talk about flyers and all that stuff. And then your social media, Facebook, Instagram ads, in specific geographic areas. So those areas that we've listed above that we're going to service. And then after that, we're going to analyze the competitor. So like we talked about with the SWOT, if you pay the premium, you go into the step 4, you learn how to do the SWOT. It's going to help a lot here, but it's doable without doing a proper SWOT. Google what it is. It's SWOT, and you can get a general idea of how to do a SWOT. If not, you want to pay for the premium, and I'll walk you through all of it. It's awesome. We have everything you need. Okay, so we're going to just list the competitors at first. So these top 5 competitors for my lawn care company are Lawn Starter, Green Again Lawn Care, True Green, Pure Lawn Care, local independent contractors, right? What services do they provide? And so, looking at all 5 of them, they offer lawn mowing, fertilization, weed control, aeration, cleanup, and irrigation services. And then what potential gaps did I find with my competitors that they're not offering a service that is a service that's, in demand from your customers or the market itself, which is many competitors focus on either traditional or organic services, but rarely combine both to have an eco-friendly package offering a balance of eco-friendly services. This could fill this particular niche in this market. So finding a potential gap is huge, because if you offer a service that no one else offers, everybody's got to come to you for it. One of the big ones in HVAC was fire pits. People wanted fire pits. When I was doing it, there wasn't a lot of companies out there that were doing them. So I was able to charge men for fire pits because no one else did it, and I was the only guy that knew how, right? And then how do your competitors price their services? So I've broken down, our 5 competitors here and what their different ways are. So Lawn Starter uses a subscription-based service. They're charging about $40 to $50 for mowing, and then additional fees for fertilization. Same thing for the other ones, right? So $50 lawn care session for regular mowing. Organic lawn care services are priced higher, $70+ per session. True Green package pricing starting at $30 a month with bundled services like aeration, fertilization, adding an extra cost. And then Pure Lawn Care, they have premium pricing for organic services, or around $70 per lawn care visit. So on average, out of these 5 guys, we're $35 to $70 per service, with discounts for multi-service packages or reoccurring contracts. And then what strengths did we see? So this is not SWOT, right? Strengths. So, reputation, established businesses like True Green and Lawn Starter, they're obviously benefiting from their brand recognition, their customer trust. Found that, convenience, many of the competitors offer subscriptions and different models that make it easy to book online and things like that. And then eco-friendly, like we've talked about, big demand for eco-friendly. So a lot of them are offering eco-friendly stuff. Green Again Lawn Care focuses on organic and sustainable practices, right? Okay. So what weaknesses did you notice? What are the things that their customers are complaining about in their reviews? Right. So most customers were upset about limited customization, that their packages weren't broken down enough. You couldn't do a buffet style, pick and choose. Right. The larger companies have higher prices, higher service fees, which is typical with a larger company. So, your budget conscious people maybe want a lower budget or something a little bit more budget friendly. And then lack of personalization, right? So they're not offering good customer service, or they have inconsistent results because they're so big they've lost sight of the customer and what's best in providing a good service. So what is your competitive advantage? So like we talked about, eco-friendly. It's something big that people are looking for. They want organic, they want chemical free, and they want it tailored to them. And that's something they care about. And then personalized. So good customer service and following up, making sure everything's done right, that's going to, get you better than the other guy, because maybe you charge a little bit more, but they know that you do a better job than the big brand company or the national brand company. And so they're willing to pay a little bit more for you because they know your service is better. You can do affordable pricing, budget stuff. You can have just a quick, mow with nothing else that they can afford. So at least they can get some of your service. And then community engagement, just being in the local businesses and the community helps build trust, right? Because I'm your neighbor. I'm not some random guy from, this big company. I'm your neighbor and I do your stuff. So working in your area can be beneficial. Then what are the market demands and trends? So what is the current demand for your home service business in your area? So in this case, the lawn care, what is the growing demand? So there's a growing demand. Busy family, professionals, homeowners with large properties, they need help. Okay, so that's what I've listed. And then what industry trends should you be aware of? So I listed eco-friendly. We've talked about it 1,000 trillion times, right? Eco-friendly. Technology is a big one. People want, in this case, lawn monitoring. They want their irrigation monitored. They want to know exactly what's happening with your technology integration, subscription services, things like that. Technology, as far as your service goes, is huge too, right? Especially reoccurring services they don't have to think about, out of sight, out of mind. They're going to keep paying you. You're going to keep cutting their lawn. If they don't even know what's happening and they have a beautiful lawn, they're happy. Seasonal demand, like we talked about, how seasonal is your business? Is it you have two seasons, a summer and a winter season? You have two different services you offer, a summer service, a winter service, or is it a year-round business? Maybe you live somewhere where lawn care is year-round and you don't have to worry about snow. Okay, so what types of marketing are most effective in your industry? I listed online ads, word of mouth, any local SEO, and then flyers and door hangers. We'll go over all these things in the next steps 3, step 4. I have a section on flyers and door hangers, talking about SEO, things like that. Word of mouth, that's just doing good things, getting referrals, getting customer feedback. Word of mouth is huge. If you do a good job, you're going to get word of mouth. Your customers are going to talk, okay? So are there any gaps in the market that we can fill? Did we find? We found eco-friendly gaps, and that people, want packages. They want customizable packages. So we'll do all-in-one packages that has everything they can want. They can pick and choose like a buffet, pick option A, option C, put it together in their package, and they have everything they need. So what is our actual pricing strategy going to be? This is, like I was talking about before, with your list of services and everything, this is where you're going to kind of bounce back and forth. But what did we find was the average pricing for the home services in the area? Well, we found lawn mowing 35 to 60, fertilizations 50 to 100, irrigation 75 to 125, and weed controls 50 to 75. So that's going to give you an idea of where your pricing should be within those services, okay? What is the perceived value of your services to meet your customers? So like we talked about, that we want to have high quality and eco-friendly services, right? So that's what the value we're going to provide is, yeah, they can mow their own lawn, but we can do it better, make it prettier, and we can save the environment while we do it. How do you want to price your services? So are you going to do flat rate pricing, package pricing, a little bit of both? What is your pricing model? Okay. Are there any opportunities to offer packages or discounts like we talked about? Yeah, absolutely. They're looking for packages. They want better packages, right? So do we have monthly packages? Are we going to give referral discounts, things like that? Then marketing and advertising. Which marketing channels do your target customers use the most? So in my case, social media is a big one, primarily Facebook or Instagram for ads. Okay. Google Business, they look it up, lawn care near me. Word of mouth, next door neighbor, and then local print media, which is your flyers and your newspapers. So, like we have here, most effective social media platform is Facebook or Instagram. What kind of messaging resonates with your target market? So, in this particular case, a friendly tone, professional message of affordable, eco-friendly lawn care that can keep your lawn green and healthy without harmful chemicals. And then what type of content will engage your audience? Well, in this case, before and after photos makes a huge difference. Seeing the lawn all overgrown after winter, cut up nice. That's picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Customer testimonials, this is reviews, this is people saying you did a good job, and success stories of, large landscaping things you did, or, a house that was purchased that's completely overgrown, and you show how you did it on a budget that meets with their requirements. Educational posts, posting on social media about how to cut your lawn yourself, how to fertilize yourself, what you can do to make your lawn healthier in between me coming and making your lawn healthy, right? So what tips can we do to be more eco-friendly or to take better care of our lawn? With that, video tutorials, lawn care tips, anything that makes a difference to help your customer remember that you're the guy that's offering this value, and you're offering so much value, you're giving free value, right? I'm giving it in my educational posts, my video tutorials, and my lawn care tips. So then after this research, do you plan on offering any special promotions? Yeah, 10% introductory for the first service, and then seasonal discounts is what we found out is big with our competition that would make a difference if we offered these services. So then local market opportunities. Is there anything locally that can promote your business, like home improvement expos for our lawn care company, right? Or community festivals like the farmers market or neighborhood events? And then what partnership could you form with a local business that could be to your advantage, right? So in this case, garden centers or nurseries, they give you a discount that you pass on to the customer for using their particular nursery, right? And then collaborating. Real estate agents is a good one, or property managers that, the new home buyer gets 4 free mows or something like that, and you have a partnership with that real estate agent. So, and then what local online communities or forums could you connect with to get potential customers? Nextdoor is a big one for the lawn care, or really for most home services. Facebook, neighborhood groups, this one specifically Salt Lake or regional based groups because that's where this company is based out of. And then any local Utah home improvement forums. So online forums, groups where people chat, they do reviews, they talk about those kinds of things. Obviously, that's a big customer base to get them into your funnel and get them on your bandwagon. So conclusions and action steps. This is just a summary of everything that's above. So what key insights did we get from doing our research above, right? And our market research reference altogether. We found that there's a growing demand for eco-friendly. How many times did I say eco-friendly, right? So we found there's need for eco-friendly. People want it. There's still not a lot of companies doing it. And so eco-friendly is something big that my lawn care company is going to push because that's what the customer wants. That's what the market wants, right? So there's strong competition from large national brands, but there's opportunities because we can differentiate with personalized service and sustainability. So yeah, there's the big guys out there that seem like they're going to overshadow us. But that's the thing. There's always customers. There's always market. If somebody's doing it, you can do it too. You just have to find how to do it better or different than them, right? So that you're in the market, so that you're desirable. And then people want clear, affordable pricing with bundle packages to simplify their choices, right? So those are the things that we kind of took from our research that we're going to bring into our company that's going to make our company that much better, that's going to make our customers interested in our company, interested in even trying our service, right? So what are we going to do that? We're going to develop the eco-friendly service package. We're going to launch Google Ads and social media campaigns targeting neighborhoods with high income and homeownership rates. We're going to build partnerships with local gardening business and real estate agents as we listed above, okay? So you can put a timeline on here. So in 1 to 2 weeks, we want to have our pricing strategy finalized and our service packages all built up. And then in week 3 to 4, we'll start our online campaign, direct mail flyers, and then just monitor it and any feedback or anything like that, okay? So that's my example of it. Really, once you've done your market research reference, filling this out and filling out the service list of services are going to be a breeze. Not only that, but doing the research yourself, sitting down, looking at your competitors, looking at your customers, talking to them about what they actually want, what they don't like, what they need, what the new stuff in the market is. You're really going to get a feel for this. If you already have a company, then you have a good idea of what the market is. You have a good idea of pricing. You have a good idea of what people are asking for. But when you're new to it, you don't know, right? Unless you're avid lawn care hobbyist and you're aware of all this stuff, then you have to go out and you have to find it. But once you do your research on your competitors, once you do your research on your market, you're going to have a really good understanding of exactly what you can charge, exactly what advertising works, exactly what in your area, what homes you want to go to and what kind of customer you want to look after. So you're not wasting your time on homes that aren't making you money, on customers that aren't going to stick around for a second or a third visit, right? So do this research, fill out the forms, put in the work. Like I say, all you have to do is follow the steps. I say this every time. Follow the steps, okay? All the forms are down below. The market research example, the worksheet, and the market research reference are all down below. List of services forms is there. Use these two together. Like I've told you every time, build a book, put it in the book when you're done. You can have the market research reference in the book. So when you're doing research, you can remember all the things you need to look up. You want to cover all these so that you know where you sit in the market, where your pricing sits in the market, and what services you provide, if they're valuable or if you're wasting your time and wasting your money. Other than that, look into steps 2, 3, 4, and let's see if we can build you a business. Have a good day.